Good evening, guys. I'm going to talk about the issues in banking sector in India. We know banks are the backbone of every economy. It is very important that they remain healthy financially. Otherwise, a financial crisis can hit a country, leading to recession, just like the US in 2008. This is true especially for developing countries like India. The banks are lifelines of the economy and play an important role in activating and sustaining economic growth, especially in developing countries, and India is no exception to that. However, India's banks face different kinds of problems which have affected their profitability and financial stability. Here are various challenges that they face. First one I'm going to talk about is non-performing assets (NPAs). This is one of the serious and important issue which the bank needs to tackle in order to flourish. The banks at present do not have any tool to ensure that their loans and advances are in fact going into productive use in the larger public interest. Due to high proportion of non-performing assets or outstanding due to banks from borrowers, banks suffer huge losses. Most of them are also unable to maintain capital adequacy ratio. Also, the bank is not able to recover the loans. A perfect example for this would be the Punjab National Bank, which is making huge losses because of the NPAs. The second one is the stiff competition from NBFC and foreign banks. It was assumed that increased competition may lead to improvement in the performance and service, but that has not happened so far. Instead of improvement, banks are not able to survive in the competitive market. Banks face competition from non-banking financial intermediaries such as mutual funds, housing finance corporations, leasing and investment companies. The reform of 1991 has led to the entry of foreign banks in the Indian banking industry. Foreign banks and the smaller private sector banks have registered higher increase in deposits. One reason seems to be the non-nationalized banks offer better customer service. This creates the impression that a diversion from deposits from nationalized banks to the other banks has probably taken place. Third one, there are losses in the rural branches. Most of the rural branches are running at loss because of lack of knowledge and the lack of trust on the banks in most parts of rural India. So the major chunk of rural people depends on money lenders and other informal sources for credit. Fourth, the lack of technology. Many of the public sector banks are not ready to give up their absolute way of banking, as it will increase the maintenance costs of banks. Automation of banking sector can help the banks from coming out of the revenue crunch. Advance to priority sector. As far as advances to the priority sectors are concerned, the progress has been slow. This is partly attributable to the fact that the bank officials from the top to bottom could not accept nationalization gracefully. That is, diversion of certain portion of the resources to the top priority and neglected sectors. This is also attributable to the poor and unsatisfactory loan recovery rates from the agricultural and small sectors. The gap between promise and performance. One major weakness of the nationalized banking system in India is its failure to sustain the desired credit pattern and fill in credit gaps in different sectors. Even though there has been reorientation of bank objectives, the bank staff have remained virtually static, and bank procedures and practices have continued to remain the old and outmoded. The post-nationalization period has seen a widening gap between promise and performance. The main reason seems to be the failure of the bank staff to appreciate the new work philosophy and new social objectives. Political pressure. The smooth working of nationalized banks has also been hampered by growing political pressure from the state and the center. Nationalized banks often face a lot of difficulties due to various political pressures. Such pressures are created in selection of personnel and the grant of loans to particular parties without consideration of their creditworthiness. Indian banks are increasingly focusing on adopting integrated approach to risk management. Banks should have more autonomous powers under Banking Regulation Act so that they can overcome problems such as bad loans, NPAs, low capital adequacy, etc. Most of the banks have implemented the framework for asset liability match, credit and derivatives of risk management.